Okay, so my research question is, to what extent is it acceptable for individuals to kneel for the American flag during playing of the national anthem? So take a look at the picture and reflect on how this picture makes you feel and what you think of it. That was a picture of San Francisco's 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick kneeling during the playing of the national anthem before one of the NFL games he was about to play in. So Colin Kaepernick stated the reason why he's kneeling is because he said, "I'm not going to stand up to show pride in a flag for a country that oppresses black people and people of color." So he's fighting for the right to end racial inequality in America. My claim is kneeling during the national anthem is not the answer to solve racial inequality. It only causes a big uproar. So one of the connections made is through The Looking Glass House by Lewis Carroll, and in the first line of his article he stated, "One thing was certain, that the white kitten had nothing to do with it. It was the black kitten's fault entirely." The connection is that segregation and racism existed in the 1800s in children's literature and still occurs today, at least according to Colin Kaepernick, and that is why he is. Another connection is Attitudes Towards Muslim Women in the West by Leila Abu Magad, and she talks about how Muslim women have been treated poorly ever since 9/11, and this article shows that racism still exists in America, and it's not only between black and white, it's now more ethical backgrounds, and especially Muslim women. So I did the social lens, and one thing quoted by Rebecca Zisso, the writer for New York Times Up Front in a very famous writer, she stated, "They view as unpatriotic and disrespectful to the military." I chose this quote because it says unpatriotic, and when you think of America, you don't think of unpatriotic, you think of people who are very proud, like the celebration of 4th of July is a very important thing, and like when America goes to the Olympics, people seem to want to represent America, but now they're kneeling for the flag, so it's not very patriotic. Another quote stated is, "Not standing for the national anthem is ineffective and counterproductive way to promote a cause." This quote shows that by kneeling for the national anthem is not solving racial inequality because it backfired kind of in a way. So it's not really helping them, it's more hurting them. And then a quote stated by Carol Isham, the great-great-great-granddaughter of the person who wrote the national anthem. She says, "It just blows my mind that somebody like Kaepernick would do what he does to dishonor the flag of this country and national anthem when we have young men and women fighting overseas for this country, people that have died for this country." This quote shows that the least that somebody could do is stand up for the national anthem to give thanks to those who serve our country. And by kneeling, it's just kind of disrespectful to them because it's not thanking them. It's showing they are proud of the country, and that's not doing it. So my counter argument is that there is clearly a problem with racial inequality in this country, and there's certainly some sort of action that needs to be taken so that it ends. But kneeling for the national anthem is disrespectful to those who have served and are serving, and it is also not the time or place to protest. One of my implications is that NFL players who have been kneeling should discontinue kneeling or stay in the locker rooms to avoid politics in sport, because there are many families watching the NFL games, and it's not the place to do it. But one of the limitations could be that players could think that this is unfair and that their right to protest is being taken away. Another limitation is having the protest at a different place and time. Again, it's not really the place to do it. So some may think the protest will not get enough attention, so there will be no change for the better with racial inequality. And then my last implication is the form of protesting could be changed, because it is disrespectful to those who are serving or have served, but some could think this is unfair and that their First Amendment right is being modified and taken off.
Okay, Jess, just a question for you. If you had more time, what additional research would you conduct related to this particular issue?
I would go into more depth on my counter argument, because I feel like there is a ton amount of people who do feel as if they are doing the right thing, and instead I focused on my argument. So I would go back and focus more on the counter argument a little more. So.
Okay.